Yay! Hello, hello. It's Friday. We are live. I'm so excited to be here. Um, how's it going? How are your weeks? What is up? Wait for a few more folks to jump on. Um, my week has been good. I was off from my full time 9 to 5 situation through Tuesday. So, shorter week for me. Um, so I'm like, what day is it? Like, is today Friday? Is it Saturday? Is it Monday? I don't know, but I'm still I'm always happy to be here with you fine folks. Um, Chat in, let me know you're here. I see a few familiar faces. Let me know how your week has been. Like, give me a 1 if you're like all good. Give me a 2 if you're like we're working on some things. Give me a 3 if you could use a little love. That's also okay. Happy to see you all here. Um, so I'm using StreamYard. And so like, if you look in this post, there's a link for you to click to be able to like basically give StreamYard permission to share your name with me so that when you do comment or you do show up, I know who's here. Um, I think for my Facebook folks, I'll actually go um, into cookies and see what's happening there. All right, so we are streaming live in 3 places. So I'm live in my free group, Style for Smart Cookies. Hello, cookies. Hello, hello. And then we're also going live on my Brandeis Nicole page as well as on YouTube. So y'all, YouTube, like I'm just posting videos there. Like nobody knows I have a channel. I'm not like advertising it because I haven't like done the channel yet, but I've recorded 6 videos. Most of them are makeup and beauty, but then I do these lives where we do some training, do some Q&A. So I'm just super excited to have that up and live. Apparently you have to wait 30 days to have your own URL on YouTube. So like you can't search Brandeis Nicole, which makes me deeply sad. But I will be sure to share a link to that channel. It's got like it's like youtube.com/OMG. I wish it was OMG. That would actually be pretty fun. But you know what I mean. So I'll more deets to come on like all the YouTube ness when it's up and running for sure. But in the meantime, thank you so much for being here with me. So it's Friday. Let me get into the comments. Elizabeth says, "Is this a pandemic relative rating?" Yes, it is a sliding scale. Okay, we are on a pandemic sliding scale. I'm just going to move this slide out. So the 1, the 2, and the 3, I think, are relative to whatever in the world continues to happen in 2020. For those of you of the Jewish faith, Lashana Tova. Apparently, it's now the year 5781. My friends who are Jewish were super excited to close the door on 5780, and I'm with it. I'm like, yes, come through 5781 because the other calendar of 2020, I'm ready to let that go. Who else do we have here? It's so good to see y'all. I see Maisha is here. Hi, Elizabeth. A couple more folks joining in. Maisha says, I just jumped off your DCA video to come here. LOL. Great week so far. I'm here, Lord. I'm here, right? Just showing up. We should all get like hugs and kisses and banana bread and whatever else makes your days brighter just for being here. I like firmly believe that. So DCA, for those of you who don't know, I did a video last week on Digital Course Academy is what DCA stands for. That is a program by Amy Porterfield. The doors are closed now, but I was a proud partner affiliate for that program. It really changed the scope of my business and the way that I connect with people. So like doing these lives, Amy's idea, and I love it. Like I get so much joy from connecting with you all in this space in this way and being able to like share what I know with you and help you to live like just more confidently stylish lives. So great program. If you are ever interested in like building a digital course or thinking about adding recurring revenue to your business. Like I said, the doors are closed now, won't be back open until next year, but I'm always here for you if you have questions on biz stuff since I've been at this game for more than a minute. All right, so what are we doing today? I was going to do a makeup tutorial and then I was like, I have to put on my face earlier than now, so maybe next time. Suffice that to say, I've been really enjoying these like shadow sticks by Laura Mercier. I've actually used them for years, and they just released some new shades in like brighter colors, which I've been enjoying tremendously. So maybe I'll link to that somewhere, but those have been fun because you just like put them on like a crayon and then just like use your finger, and it's so easy. It makes mornings great. So fall trends. I'm super excited about this topic. If you're on my email list, I said this like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I hear it's fall somewhere. It's Houston, so it's not here yet. I think it's actually a little bit cooler today, but y'all, we still have like 70s and 80% humidity. It's still like in the high 80s. Like it just is what it is until October. Sometimes it's 95 degrees on Halloween. Like we just roll with it. But that crispness in the air that some of you are feeling, I hear on the East Coast, it got like real fall real quick in a way that you don't love, like that none of us would love, right? Where it's like 50 degrees or something. So I hope that's leveled out and you get like a real fall. But fall style is definitely here. So what I want to talk to you about today is fall trends. What are they? Like what are you going to be seeing a lot of? Which ones do I think you should take some risks on and like figure that out? Which ones would I avoid like the plague? And then just in general, because you guys know teaching is my jam. We don't just do fashion here. We also talk about like how to wear it, what to do, how to know if it's going to work for you. I also want to make sure I share with you kind of my thought process and how do you know if a trend is right for you. So I'm going to be doing some teaching on that today. So I'm going to be sharing my screen and just kind of letting y'all know or like just showing you some visuals so that you can see what I'm seeing. So the first thing that we are going to look at, hold please, is jeans. So actually, let me share my screen a little bit. So jeans. So skinny jeans have been the thing, right? For like probably like a decade now, maybe longer. I was not on the skinny jean train. Like when that first started, I was like, no, ma'am, you're not going to catch me out in leggings that look like denim. You know what I mean? I was just like, no. I think also that like there was like an overlap period between like the skinny jeans and the low rise jeans. And like that also just seemed like a disaster waiting to happen. So like I was anti-skinny for a very long time. I was like, let's do the trouser cut, the wide leg, the boot cut. Like, again, like y'all not going to catch me out looking crazy in this trend. You're not going to do it to me. And then I can't tell you what happened, but I like broke down. And I remember having a conversation with my friend Kat about this. She was also a holdout. She was like, no. And like, eventually I think we both were like, all right, fine. So broke down and then was like, I think for me, what happened was it was skinnies and then high rise. And I was like, okay, let's talk. So the peanut butter and jelly combination of a high rise skinny jean helped me to be like, okay, like let's talk about this. And I love them. I do, in fact, 100% believe they are universally flattering. You will not hear me say that about mostly anything. Just because like our bodies are so different that it's hard, people are like, just what are the 10 things you should have in your closet? I'm like, well, let's talk about you and what your body needs to have in its closet. But I actually truly believe like I have yet to put a client in skinnies and be like, oh, dang, it's not working out. Like they're just great. Now that said, sometimes you do, to balance out your proportions, need to think about how skinny the skinnies are, right? Like there's like a jegging and then there's skinnies that still have like a little bit more opening right around the ankle where they're like a skinny silhouette, right? But they're not like skin tight. So there's some variance in skinnies that I think is still like gonna work with different body types. But in general, skinnies are pretty great. I see a lot of folks in the comments like, ditto. Christine says, yep. Like skinnies were like, no, thank you. And yet here we are wearing them. But I think y'all look good. We look good in them. So what we're seeing this fall is all of a sudden, I mean, like it's been like a slow, like there's been like boyfriend jeans and stuff, like I think even like 5 years ago, those started to kind of make a little bit of a comeback, like a relaxed boyfriend fit. we started seeing like a little bit of like a baby boot cut that came out, you know, kind of in the spring. But now in fall, it's like lid blown off. All jeans are welcome. So tons of different silhouettes. And I think that they can be tricky. So I definitely want to look at a few and just kind of walk you guys through what I think about each of them. Hold please, you know, obviously with screen sharing, it's like we're all on Zoom all day, and yet I'm like, where do I go? What happens? Where are we? Someone help me live my life. Okay, got it. Here we go. So it was funny, like I was gonna do this live, and I was gonna like put together all of these screenshots and whatever on like jeans, and then Target sent me an email and they just had them all in one email. I was like, well, thanks, Target. I enjoy you immensely for so many reasons. So let's take a look. Okay. So there's 5 silhouettes they have here, and we'll kind of talk through all of them because I have been seeing these out there. So you have vintage straight, which I would actually say, I mean, vintage, I think is just their like fun name for that. What you're going to see in this like straight leg style, a lot of them have the distressing, right? So like that is a hallmark of what we're seeing in a lot of straight leg jeans now. So it's very similar to the boyfriend style where like you cuff it and all of that, but the boyfriend jeans have a more relaxed silhouette through the hips and thighs and then all the way down. A straight jean is actually going to hug the hips and thighs a little more, and so it's actually more straight from the knee down. Here's why that matters. There are lots of us where boyfriend jeans just make us look, I mean, they are rude. They are rude. We look boxy. So like generally if you're, especially if you're bigger on the bottom, it's just like a no-go because you've got like this extra fabric. It's not lengthening you out anywhere. Like it's just kind of a mess. If you have more of a straight body type or you're bigger on top, boyfriend jeans can definitely work for you. They're also really hard if you're petite, right? Because it's just like a blockier silhouette in a boyfriend jean, and then you cuff them and like where's your legs? Like it's a whole thing. What I like about a vintage straight jean is that for most of us, when a piece of clothing follows the natural contour of your body and is somewhat close to it, it doesn't have to be tight, but close to it, that is typically flattering on many of us. So what I like about this straight leg jean that we're seeing kind of this like new take is that they're slimmer through the hips and thighs. So you're kind of getting the same flatter, for lack of a better word, that you do in a skinny jean. And then you just got like a different silhouette to play with on the bottom. So how to wear these, right? Like this model has them cuffed. I think that's totally fine. You'll also see these, I'm not sure if they have them on whatever we're going to see on Target here, but the like flared kit crop ones. So that's a thing now too, where they look very similar to this, but they're actually going to flare just a little bit more around that ankle. So here's the thing with these. If you are petite, you are going to need to wear these with a heel. So it's not that you can't wear these. I think a lot of us will look at these and be like, petite, I'm out, right? Like you look at these and you're just like, there's no way. You can wear these. The reason is that because they're pretty much straight the whole way down and because they're closer to the thigh, I don't lose your body. A lot of what happens for petite women is that like you get lost in the volume and lost in the material. And it can be really hard to kind of show off the figure that you do have, right? So it's not that you can't wear these. You just want to make sure you've got a high rise because the added inches at the top of the rise are going to lengthen out your body, especially if you do like a tuck or a front tuck like this model. And then don't be afraid to cuff them. That may seem counterintuitive, but the more that you can show an intentional sense of like, this is where my pants end, and then here's where my boot starts, and the boot has a heel, that's actually going to make all of you look taller. So that's what I would say about those. I think if you are in the like, 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", and up, you really shouldn't have any problem with these. And in terms of body types, like I said, like they're much more flattering on say like a bigger on the bottom body type than like a boyfriend jean would be. So pay attention to, your rise. I think these are still going to be most flattering on everyone in a higher rise because you want that elongation the whole way down. So this would not, be a time to, I mean, I don't know who wants a low rise jean. but this would not be a time to explore that. Let me check the comments really quick, see what we got. How's this? How's this sounding, y'all? Are we good? We doing good? Okay. So hold on, just closing some other windows. Are y'all like me where like you look at Chrome or whatever and you're like, what kind of life am I living that I have 400 windows? Like what did I think I was going to do today that needed all of these? Okay, I digress. All right. So continuing on, so let's take a look at the mom genes. I think these are pretty self-explanatory. Well, that's not true. Mom genes is like a concept is self-explanatory. What I find so interesting about this is like, y'all, like I don't truly understand what makes them a mom gene. Like they're just genes that are a little bit more high rise. I mean, okay. I honestly think it's just like a thing where people are like, people recognize that. It's like a plan, like the old kind in the 90s that nobody liked. I mean, I don't know, but these are genes. They're not always distressed. They are usually higher rise, but like so's everything. Sometimes in a mom gene, what is different though is that the back rise. So we've talked about this, and I teach this all the time about rises, right? When you're looking at a pair of pants, the seam that goes from the top of the waistband down and curves down to the bottom of the fly, that's the front rise on a pair of jeans. And then when it comes up the back of your derriere and all the way up to the back waistband, that's the back rise. So sometimes a mom jean will have a much longer back rise, which kind of gives it that like 90s, like very, very high waisted feel. I'm not going to try anything on that says mom jean. Like, I don't know. It's like a gimmick, right? So I'm like, what am I getting? I prefer to like, just look at the jeans, see, like I would try these, right? I don't know what makes them mom jeans, but I'm like, okay, looks like she's got a high rise jean with like a skinnier leg and some distressing, cute. So all that to say, like, don't get caught up on the labels. Like, you know, I teach this all the time, like continue to look at fit and know your body and know what you're going for and what you need. All right, so flare jeans, pretty self-explanatory. We've seen these before. I will say they are more of like a baby flare. They're not as wide as we have seen them in the past. You know, there's that. We got some friends on YouTube. Hello, YouTubers. Good to see you. Okay, so let's keep it going and look at what else we have for jeans. All right, so skinnies, they're still here. So like the good news and what I love about something like a fall trend is if you're like, I don't know, I just want to wear my clothes that I already have, skinnies are still here. Like there's nothing different about them. Wear your skinnies, like you're fine. You're still relevant. You're still current. It's not like you have to go out and try one of these new trends. If you're like, I feel comfortable in what I've got. And then wide leg. So this is a newcomer on the scene. We have not seen this silhouette be fashionable in some time. So it's back. A few things here. These are hard to pull off. Like, let's just call it what it is. They're hard to pull off. Part of the reason for that is because when you create that much volume around the ankle, you have like a very distinct line break, meaning you're creating like a very distinct horizontal line that breaks up the length of the body. Whereas like, look at the skinny jean, that horizontal line at the ankle is very small, which allows the body to continue to look elongated, right? So with a wide leg jean, you're like, my body ends here. I don't care if she has on boots and whatever, like it looks like her body is like a brown sweater and those jeans and you don't even notice her shoes, right? So this is where it gets really tricky if you're petite, if you are bigger on the bottom, because your proportions on the bottom are going to kind of, you've got more mass there, you know, for lack of a better term, right? So if you've got mass here and then a line break pretty close to that, it's possible that you will look a little bit stumpier than your body actually is. So they can be tricky. I'd say in terms of what to look for if you want to try these out, and I would say try them. Like these are those types of that item of clothing where it's like if you never try it because it just looks like, oh God, that's not going to work. It may work, right? And I think for a lot of these, we just never try it. Either we've had a bad experience, or, you know, we just avoid it because you're just positive it's not going to work. I still recommend trying it. There are things I try all the time, you guys. We're like, this is my profession. And there are things I try where I'm like, huh, who knew? So, you know, like looking at something on the model or on the hanger, etc. Like sometimes you just got to try it out and make that decision on your own. So, you know, I would say give them a shot. You definitely, again, you definitely want the high rise here, and you definitely want to tuck. Like you have to make it clear where your top ends and where your bottom ends. If you have a long top on, then you're further shortening an already like now shortened zone of your body because of the crop and the wide leg part. Is that are we good? How we doing? And ask questions too, you guys. Like I'm definitely here for some impromptu Q&A. All right, I'll check the comments in just a second, let you guys chat in. So there you have it. I talked about baby boot cut. I put that sixth on this list. Like there are those coming back to like it's an itty bitty boot cut, but they're there. So I'm super excited about these. I ordered last year. I actually got the wide leg wasn't all the like this is a wide leg and like a little bit of a flare. Mine are a little bit more straight, but like I have a pair of those that are super cute. I have to wear them with boots and like or like heels and like tall heels. So again, like when you shorten your leg line, you typically want to add it back with height. The exception there would be if like proportionally you appear to have longer legs. So that could be like a short torso, long leg situation, or even if your torso is on the longer side, if you're able to French tuck your shirt in the front, like look at this model on the skinny jeans and leave it out in the back. Sometimes that creates length, like the illusion of length. And that can actually help if you are going to wear flats or that sort of thing. So I'd say play around with it for sure. And like always do me the favor of coming back and letting me know what you thought. Okay, so we are going to keep rolling with a couple more fall trends. I'm going to come back to you guys. Stop sharing. Hello. So our second, we have two more trends to talk through. Our second trend is going to be animal print. So hello. We have been seeing animal print has been around forever, right? Like it's not like a new thing, but it's one of those things where it keeps evolving. So it used to be just like cheetah or leopard or, you know, zebra. It keeps evolving and we're seeing lots of like new colorways, more like abstract leopard print, like not as literal as we've seen in the past. And it's just, I think it's phenomenal. One of the reasons I love it so much is that like animal print in traditional colors is a neutral. It is a really, really easy way to get some pattern into your wardrobe without having to overthink, like, what am I going to wear this with? So it's a neutral in the way that like black and white is a neutral or polka dots are a neutral. Like it's a really easy way to do that, right? So a few things we're seeing: larger scale, right? So scale being how small or large something is. Like this is a large scale print. It's big, it's zebra, but it's like big zebra. So we're definitely seeing that. I have some samples for my own wardrobe. I just like bought a whole bunch of animal print in the Ann Taylor sale, including this top, which is like $20. Love it. So we're seeing that. And then, you know, we'll kind of talk about some of these prints. So like this guy, this is Tarjay, Who What Wear. I think I have a link to this. If you guys go to brandeisnicole.com/links, or just brandeisnicole.com and look at the navigation bar and find links. There's a shop my Instagram. I think I have this linked here. So this is a Target find. It's Who What Wear. It's just like a little sweatshirt. And you know, like again, it's animal print, but a little bit more abstract than sometimes we've been used to seeing. We've also got, I picked this up in the Drop, one of those like Amazon collabs. So cute. wore this yesterday. She was adorable. I love how neutral this is. Like I don't have to think about what else I'm doing. I mean, y'all know, like I like thinking about those other things, but the point being, it is as effortless as you want it to be. And then we've got a couple more. I just got this from Ann Taylor. Tags are still on. I just took it out of the bag this morning. But so it is a camp shirt, right? So those are the blouses that you have where you can, they usually have like the two patch pockets and you've got like this like drapey material. I loved how dark chocolate this is. It's so rare. Most animal print is kind of, it washes me out a little bit, to be honest. Like I have to add in, I didn't have time to put on blush today, but I should have. So a lot of those like kind of like soft tan neutrals are not often my best. So I was like really excited to find this guy in such like a deep, rich color. So very excited about this for fall. And then also, this is Ann Taylor. If you guys want links, just let me know. This, I mean, I'd say maybe not so much like straight up animal print, but like you get the same kind of vibe with that kind of abstract brushstroke situation that's going on. And then this one's doing double duty because we're going to talk about necklines and sleeves in just a second. But this is another Who What Wear find. It's actually a dress. It's like a little mod 60s dress. This is one of the things I was saying where I bought it and I was like, this is not going to work. Like straight dresses on me usually are not great because I have broader hips, but girl, it was cute. She was super cute. So, that is a more like, we're seeing this animal print almost done in like a splatter, like a paint splatter way, which I think is pretty cool. So there you have it. Get into it. How to wear it. How do you know if this trend is right for you? All those things. So if you want to play it safe, pair it with another neutral, right? So take your, your brown and your black, or your tan and your black, or your cream and your black, and just pair it with black. Or navy, or like wine kind of maroon red. That's also a neutral. Forest green is a neutral, right? So like know your neutrals, and you can pair, or denim, like you can pair those things really easily. If you want to be a little bit more bold with it, look at the silhouette and the cut, right? So you can be a little bit more daring with like the cut of those pieces, or like how they lay on the body. Is there any asymmetry? You can pair them with a more bold color, is a great way to be able to do that. Like I have like my pop of red on today, right? So that's one way that you can kind of take that neutral print and make it more bold. And then play around with texture as well. So heading into fall, like a tweed jacket, or, corduroy on the bottom, there's different ways, or like a kind of like silk, skirt that's cut on the bias. We're seeing a lot of those now. That's kind of that like silky, like charmeuse material. Like, have fun with it. Maisha says, I have a pair wide leg in black only because they were deeply discounted and I was being impulsive, but I love them. I'm 5 feet and I wear them with heels, so your explanation makes sense. Thank you. Maisha, that is so fun. See, you just tried them. Just try. I love that. So as a person who's on the more petite side, you're wearing them with heels and they look great. I love that. That is so fun. Okay, so our last thing we're going to talk about right now is sleeves and necklines. That's the third trend that I want to talk to you guys about. So we've talked about jean silhouettes being super popular right now, modern takes on animal print, and now sleeves and necklines. So one of the things that you're going to see a lot is this ruched neckline. This is an example, right? So it's all stretchy up at the neck. So it's a high neck and it's got like a little bit of like a ruffle to it. And because I like shopping, I have another example. I got this one in the Nordstrom sale, but you can see the neckline is very similar. Same deal. And I think I have Hold Please. We can look at an example over here. So this one state flutter sleeve, right? So like here, like this is the neckline. She's everywhere. You can see even on the right side, like there's two more. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that. So who is this for? Who is this not for? High necks can be tricky for folks, but I find that when they're tricky, it's usually because the neck stops right at the collarbone. It stops right here, and that kind of high neck is not great for bigger on top. If you're more busty, it's not great, for broad shoulders, like this kind of like crew neck situation. However, a true high neck that goes all the way up your neck, not like a turtleneck, but like a mock neck, that is actually flattering on most everybody. So if you have been like burned in the past by like a high crew neck and you're like, oh my gosh, like for example, if you're super busty, it ends up making like just like a really, really long boob shelf that is sometimes not your best look because you've got like all this, it's just like a swath of material. You've got all this material and nothing to break it up. When you come all the way up the neck, it's actually brings a focal point to a more narrow point of your body. Whereas when you have a crew neck, you're not narrower here. The shirt is just like stopping abruptly. So that's just something to keep in mind where like this can actually work. Even if like crew necks don't work for you, a mock neck, even if it's not this like ruched kind, can work for you. My friend Elizabeth calls them strangle necks, like turtlenecks are like not her friend, but a mock neck she's good in. So, you know, just something to think about there. I think everybody should try this. And I think specifically this like long sleeve version here, it's long sleeved, but where are we going? Are we not going? The black one on the side. It's long sleeve, but the arms are sheer. So what I like about that, especially if you have like smaller proportions, you're not going to be like drowning in like a sea of fabric. You know, you still end up like seeing where the body is. So I think that that's often, that can be really, really fun. But as you can see, all like people also viewed, like the silhouette is everywhere right now, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. The other thing that is everywhere are flutter sleeves. What's a flutter sleeve, you ask? Hold, please. Flutter sleeve is what we just saw on this cream shirt here. So this is a flutter sleeve. So flutter, flutter, flutter. Who is this good on? What you want to pay attention to is you want the top of that little cap sleeve part to come down your arm. Okay. The reason for that is if it ends abruptly and kind of makes like a diagonal here, you end up with what I call Star Trek arms. I don't know why I call them that, but that's what I call them, where it's just like it's like that weird like space uniform of just like, and it just, it's usually not very flattering on people. So like if you look at homegirl over here, who's in the blue on the side, that's leaning toward a Star Trek arm. When you have that sharp of an angle right across like the point of your shoulder, that's going to make broad shoulders look more broad, which is fine if you want to play up your shoulders, right? But if that's not what you're looking to do and you've been frustrated in the past, that might be why. It often can make you look more broad also if you are very busty, because the point of like where that fabric is very close to also where your bust is, and so it all kind of blends together and it becomes hard to distinguish where your bust is from where your arms are, from where your neckline is, etc. And that's typically how we're more flattered. So the white version of this, we like that. See how it's kind of coming down the arm a little bit? It could even come a little bit further, but this is okay. You just want that sense of down, and then the rest of the flutter can do whatever. But I think it's a really fun detail to be able to add on to like very easy to wear work shirts. I mean, like we're on Zoom all the time, like, you know, or even if you're not, but you're just like, I want like a cute blouse. Like, look how many colors this comes in, you know? So I think it's just like an easy way to look very polished in a silhouette that will work on most folks. So there you have it. There are, I promised you a couple of trends that I am not touching. Let me actually see if I can find one of them. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing this, but there's like full on pieces of leather in tops. Like there's leather dresses are a big thing, or faux leather, right? Like leather dresses are a big thing, which like we've seen in the past, but like there's a lot more of them now. But like hold up. Let me share. Here we go. This business, y'all, like I can't. Like what, what are we doing? Like, for those of you who've ever seen like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I'm a huge Buffy fan. I'm just going to put that out there. I nerd out on it, but like it reminds me of like these are like the costumes they put vampires in to show that like they've been around for 300 years and like aren't like hip with the times. Like that is what that is doing. Like literally can't imagine wearing that. I'm so curious about what you guys think about these. Like, because I don't have to have the last word on your style, right? Like if you're like, Brandy, I would wear that in a heartbeat. Like, let me know. Like, I'm so curious. Like, how would you wear it? What would you do with it? Where would you go? Maybe you're like, I just hang out around my house in this, which is also totally fine. But I just like, I have so many QTNA, which is Kamika told me this week, is questions that need answering. I've got a lot of QTNA, cuteness on this situation. So there you have it. There aren't a lot of other trends that I'm like, Lord, no, please no. But you know that this is one of them. Someone says I wouldn't wear the first one, but maybe the second and the third. I'm sorry, the second and the third are a maybe for me. Yes, I vibe with that. The second one, I think the second one's cute, right? Like, it's like leather sleeves. It's more of like a vest. Like white t-shirt, like some like cute, like pull on, like legging situation, some moto boots, like I could get down. And then the third one, like it doesn't look as like leatherette to me, I guess. So like it just looks like a black blazer. Like I could totally see that. The first one, y'all, just has me confused. I don't know if it's the color plus the buttons, like I don't know. I think we're like trying to reinvent the 70s, and there's nothing wrong with that as a 70s baby by a minute. I'm into it, but it's a no for me. How about that? But again, I don't get to dictate your style. I do get to dictate your fit. You know, I'm very passionate about that. But you get to do what you want with your style. So you tell me if it's just like, girl, I would step out right now in this and look just delicious. I'm with it. I'm totally with it. Confidence is everything. All right, so I'll take a couple last questions. Is that neckline tight? So the like ruche neck thing, it's not. I would say like material matters. So like this one, I'd say it is like a little bit scratchy because it's that, you know, like work shirt material. So like if you have, you know, sometimes I get like very itchy or like just feel like constrained during the day. Like I have to try this one on again and like make sure I can make it work. It's more like where sorry, I can stop sharing so you can actually see this. It's because of the seams. So because of where the seams are, it's a little like, but like this one was fine. So it's not that it's tight because it has that elastic. I know that makes it sound like it's going to like snap back and strangle you. It doesn't. They actually it's there to kind of like stand up a little bit. The elastic there is actually it's there more for the purpose of like gathering the material up so you get a smoother silhouette here, which is also important. Like if you're busty and you've ever had those shirts that have like the little pleats here and like, oh Lord, is that a disaster? You won't get that in these because it gathers up really high, still like here. It's actually not where your bust is. So that's a great question. Thank you for that. Christine says, I sometimes find that the higher neckline looks funny on me because of my chest. Oh, you're answering now. I know, right? It's like, these are the details I geek out about, you guys. Like the difference between a neckline ending here and here. Like I can't wear this shirt. Like I look criminally insane in any type of crew neck. And you put me in a mock neck and I look like I lost 10 pounds and like maybe stepped out of like the magazine of my dream. Like it's very chic on me. So it's, you know, I love that about fit of just like, sometimes it's like a game of inches, but like it really matters. Cute shirt. Glad I popped by. Thank you. Thank you. Again, if you guys are interested, I will put links to things somewhere. We had one final question. This was submitted by Elizabeth. In our Style for Smart Cookies group. If you're not in that group, I highly recommend that you get in there. Facebook, just search Style for Smart Cookies. Raglan sleeves, who are they for? Who are they not? So raglan sleeves are like, think they're sometimes called like baseball tees, where you have like a solid color here and then like a seam here, and the sleeves are a different color. They're often crew necks also. So who they're not for is anyone who is bigger on the bottom. The reason for that is that where that seam is, it's visually, maybe they go this way. What do they do? Yeah, they go down. They go down this way. Sorry, y'all. So because they go from here to here, you're visually making your top half smaller, right? Because you've got this seam here, and like say this is all like heather gray, and then your sleeves are navy, but that seam is so prominent that it visually looks like the top half of your body just exists between here and here. So if you're bigger on the bottom, you're now purposefully narrowing an already more narrow part of your body, which is your top half, and your bottom half is going to look even less proportional to the rest of you. So for bigger on the bottom, that is pretty much the only one where I say please avoid. For anyone else, pretty much fair game. Hope that answers your question. All right, y'all. I love this time so dearly with you, like so dearly. And it just like it makes my week every single time. So we are on an every 2-week schedule. So I will not see you next week, but I will see you the week after. Please keep the questions coming. If you're watching this on the replay, give me a hashtag replay before your comment so I can find you and make sure that I get back to you to answer any questions or comments that you may have, or just say hi if you're just here dropping by to share the love. All right, y'all, have an amazing weekend. Stay stylish, stay comfortable, stay all the things, stay safe, and I will see you next time. All right, y'all, toodles.